So with solo leveling, there's weapons and there's hunters. Now, obviously, for the most part with gacha games, everyone's looking forward to hunters, and that's completely understandable, you know, trying to get the hunters through summoning. But do not sleep on gaining weapons, because getting weapons for JINWOO, I might say, might be a little bit too OP, as you can really kind of make things a lot more easy on yourself when it comes to attacking and defeating hard enemies. So in terms of me right now, as you guys can see, you know, I've got 2 of his 5, I think it is. Oh my god, the lag, Jesus Christ. I've got 2 of the 5 SSR weapons that he possesses, of course, that you can get in, that you can only obtain through summoning. And some, oh, why am I lagging? Some of the fights that I've been in, let me tell you, I should not have won. So like with, oh my god, he kind of stopped my attack right there, which is uncalled for. So in a situation like this, I can just kind of block. Oh wait, no, he just decided not to do anything. Oh my god, this fight is so annoying, but it's doable. It's doable. Anyway, so in terms of the weapons themselves, obviously you can run 2 weapons on JINWOO, and you might want to cater to that in comboing 2 weapons together. So in situations like this, I can stop him. I can activate my second weapon, and I just full on pile on the attack right there. And then of course we just got to run away. So we're going to go over the weapons, and of course it's more in terms of letting you guys know on what to pick through the banner itself. And from that point on, you should be able to progress a lot easier with having better weaponry. So there we go. A lot simple, a lot easy. Wait, is my health above 25%? Please? Did I get it done? Above 25%? Hey, we got it, nice. So the weapon on hand, we have 6 in total for JINWOO himself. Now, I'm just going to straight off the bat and say the 2 weapons that I have put on the rate up banner that I do want to cater to, and I feel like I should have catered to from the very beginning, is Demonic Plum Sword and the Shadow Scythe. Because of course with JINWOO you can apply 2 weaponry, and so if we can kind of do a little bit of a combination between the 2, I kind of want to cater to these 2 in particular. Obviously they're both dark, so you know it doesn't kind of provide that mix and match in terms of having dark and something else, but with what these 2 can provide, it does kind of correlate with one another in terms of good crit damage. So let's dive on with that. So with the Demonic Plum Sword, so there's 2 effects. You got the Plum Flower Swift Flight is used. The user applies the Plum Flower effect. After successfully performing a dash followed by the Plum Flower Swift Flight, they apply the Full Bloom. So what is that? Plum Flower increases crit hit damage by 12%. You can stack that up for 3 times, and it's infinite, so it's permanent, which means you can get a total of 36% crit hit damage. Beautiful. The Full Bloom increases the usage speed of Plum Flower Swift Flight by 20%. The user's attack increases by 4%, and then the user's critical hit rate increases by 4%. It's only for 8 seconds, but still, given that slight buff, I mean, at that point you kind of want to cater to obviously making sure that your points are on your crit damage and crit rate when it comes to JINWOO. And then of course, if you're able to obviously get some dupes on it, obviously even with the first dupe, what will happen is once you sheath the weapon after using Plum Flower Swift Flight, you then get Amplifying Draw. So what that is that it increases the chance of the user landing a crit hit on the next attack by 32%. It also increases the skill damage by 32%, and again, this is on for 3 seconds. So the minute you obviously put the sword away whilst having the Plum Flower Swift Flight effect on, the next your next attack, should I say, has a good chance of dropping some big numbers, and could help you out. Obviously with the third dupe, when the user uses dash, Amplifying Draw lasts for 5 seconds and additionally increases the crit hit damage by 32%. And then yeah, dupe on 4 decreases the cooldown. Beautiful. And if you completely max it out in terms of +5 in it, adds the plum flower effect, increases the user's dark damage by 5%, applies 2 stacks of plum flower when entering the stage, and you can stack it up to 5 times. So maxing it out, yeah, the crit damage is insane. So having that, and then having the scythe, when using Essence Harvest, consumes 5% of current HP and increases skill damage by 100%. So this is where things get interesting if you can dupe it out. If the user's current HP is below 70%, the Edge of Darkness effect is applied, increases the user's critical hit rate by 25%. So not only are you getting the plus 100% on the skill damage from Essence Harvest, but if you can +1 it with the Demonic Plum Flower Sword, you guys can see where the correlation is now coming between the 2. I feel like there's some sort of disgusting combination. I do believe that the buff should stick on while using 2 weaponry, otherwise it just wouldn't make sense, right? Because you're switching in and out of the weapons, so it should count. +3 in it, when current HP is below 60%, then you recover HP. I mean, it's not too bad with each hit, so life steal, we'll take those. And then if you max it out, increases damage taken by 15%, but increases attack by 15%. So a bit of a double-edged sword there. But either way, I do believe that between these two, I think it'll be a nice little combination to have. Now, obviously, the weaponry that I have, it kind of stacks up on with being able to kind of stun. So obviously, with the Demon King's longsword that I have, I do get myself a shield equal to 10% of my max HP. I can also immobilize the target for 3 seconds, and then if I do a successful counter attack, I can apply Storm of the White Flame. So it increases the user's attack by 8%, creates a lightning that deals damage equal to 100% of the user's attack in nearby areas every second. This is on for 10 seconds. So in terms of absorbing damage and getting off a decent amount of damage, shielding myself, stunning the enemy, and then if I do get a successful counter attack to benefit from that to get the Storm of the White Flames, it's pretty nice to have. Obviously, in terms of getting the dupe, which I already have 1 dupe on it, so inflicts Stroke of Lightning effect to the same target every 5 attacks. Stroke of Lightning deals damage equal to 50% of attack. Cooldown 1 second. So I've already got this applied. Obviously, it is a wind damage. That's kind of what I'm getting off with the element. Dupe 3 in it. When using lightning, inflicts the Storm of White Flames effect regardless of successful counterattack. This is what I need to get it at. Because as of right now, in order for me to get the Storm of White Flames, I have to get a successful counterattack. If I +3 it, it completely negates that, which makes this weapon just even more disgusting. And then if I max it out, when lightning is used, depending on the successful of the user's counterattack, additionally applies either of the benediction of the White Flames effect or the final Thunderbolt effect. So final Thunderbolt applies upon a successful counterattack, drops a large bolt of lightning around the target and deals damage equal to 500% of the user's attack to nearby targets. And then the benediction of White Flames applies when counterattack fails, creates a shield equal to 10% of the user's max HP. When hit, stuns the target for 2 seconds, activates only once per target. That is beautiful. So you've got an offensive attack when you successful counter attack, but if it fails, then then you basically have a plan B. And so with that weaponry, I do have this, which is so freaking OP. I love it. So obviously water damage when water spray hits has a 100% chance to inflict the cold ice effect. Regardless if it's boss, grunts, it will always hit. It's so broken. Interrupts the target when the effect ends. Deals additional damage equal to 10% of the damage taken during the duration, 4 seconds. This is so broken. I had a boss who jumped in the air. I activated this attack and it froze him mid-air. It's so, like, when it comes to interrupting, I've got stun and I've got cold ice, which would literally freeze the enemy. So my 2 weaponry that I have can just completely negate the enemy in terms of just kind of stopping them in their track. Going furthermore on, it also gets even better. If I just get the first dupe, applies the deep erosion effect to the target when cold ice effect is applied. Increases weakness damage taken by 24%. Just by getting this to +1 is just insane. +3 in it, when cold ice effect ends, increases the user's additional damage by 20%, and then if you max it out, increases damage dealt to frozen targets by 50%. This being maxed out is just, like, in terms of maximizing damage, it's just disgusting. Realistically, it's disgusting. I mean, at that point, yeah, I've got 2 weaponry that can apply more in terms of kind of stopping the enemy, but I think with this, I kind of want to have a second weapon that can apply more damage, more power. And so through that, we've got the 2 weapons left. So Vulcan Rage might be the one for it. So when the user uses a fire destruction, it applies Vulcan Blessing, which applies a shield equal to 5% of the user's attack. And when the user uses basic attack or core attack, it applies the concentration effect. So in terms of having this weaponry, you want to maximize on having your attack being high up there. So I think that's what a lot of people would want to use in terms of the weapon. Concentration. When the duration ends of the effect is removed, Vulcan Blessing explodes and deals damage equal to 300% of the user's attack, stacking up to 30 times. When it explodes, it deals additional 6% damage per instances of concentration. So it's basically DOT that you can stack up onto the enemy, and then yeah, it just kind of explodes and then just does damage over time, you know. And then when Vulcan Blessing explodes, it removes all concentration effect, and the duration is infinite. So you, oh my god, wait, that works perfectly with the book, because if you freeze the enemy, right, and you just stack up on the concentration and you explode it whilst all the weaknesses have been applied, right? Oh my god, that is a combination between the two. That would be disgusting, right? Surely. And then of course, duping it out, when Vulcan Rage explodes, you apply Rage, increases the user's attack by 12%, increases the attack speed by 6%. Oh my god, that's beautiful. 15 seconds, we'll take it. And then on it, you've got Enhances Rage, so 20%, 10%, 15 seconds. God damn. And then on the ultimate, sorry, when you +5 it, while Shield is in effect, the damage of Fire of Destruction increases by 40%. Fire of Destruction? Oh. Oh! When while Shield is in effect, do I get a shield? Oh, applies a shield equal to 5% of the user's... Oh, okay, yeah, so there we go. I was going to say, because if that is the case, then I can then correlate it with the Demon King Longsword. Because I get a shield. Interesting. So there's, I guess there's two ways to go about it, but you can cater to yourself because you get your own shield. So yeah, more damage you'll benefit with the book itself. And then we've got the Huntsman, which is the pistol. When the user uses Judgment Time, activates their core attack. When the user uses Judgment Time, their core attack is changed to Time to Hunt for 6 seconds and increases damage by 60%. When the user's basic attack, core attack, or Time to Hunt hits targets within 4 meters, I'm going to say, increases damage by 50%. Alrighty, so pretty much Judgment Time, when that's activated, our core attack changes, so we get that 60% increase in damage for 6 seconds, and then obviously with the remaining basic attack, core attack, and time hunt, depending on the range of the enemy, we can get an increase of 50% right there. 110, we'll take that. And so with that +1 in it, when the last attack of Judgment Time hits, inflicts the Sunder effect to the target. If the target is in a break state while the Sunder effect is active, inflict destroy. Okay, let's see what this is. Sunder increases break effect by 25%. Oh, okay, so that basically correlates into destroy. Fair enough. And so once in the break effect, it increases damage taken by 8%, and that's on for infinite. Okay, so it doesn't stack because it's just plain 8%. And then +3 in it. When the first attack of Judgment Time hits, it applies the halt effect. This skill interrupts the target. Ooh, that is good. That's a +3 though. Okay, I feel like this could be like an all-rounder. Pretty. Okay, so this is basically a break weapon. +5 in it. Destroy effect change, increases damage taken by 60%, stacking up to. Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, so this is a break weapon. I feel like this weapon can correlate on its own in terms of it kind of doing its own thing. I don't know what I would want to compare that. I feel like. Maybe pair it up with this? Would that work? Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Because once in that break effect, you are really piling it on, and then obviously having the benefit of able to do more damage. I feel. I mean that kind of fits it, right? In terms of additional damage, weakness damage. So if we can do more damage over light, so that's kind of the weaponry that we're looking at. In all honesty, boys, if we head over to the banner itself. So yeah, cater to weapons. JINWOO's weapons, please. Oh god, cater to weapons. As much as I love characters, I'm telling you, weapons are just insane right now. So I think what we're looking at realistically is boom, boom. So if we take off these two, so like weapons, like two. If we're two setting it, I think that would be the best bet, right? I mean, you can also kind of switch that up. I mean, well, then again, you can switch out the book for that, but I love the book. Yeah, that would work too, I guess. But I think like this combo and this combo right now is looking pretty disgusting in terms of if we're able to kind of benefit from the two when we do apply 2 weapons onto JINWOO. But if we're going off just from weapons, like solo, I do like that, and I do like that. But I'm having a lot of fun in terms of me being able to absorb as well as the lightning damage that I can apply. But I think as of right now, these two will be my best pick. But I think for weapons, boys, if we're doing 2 sets, cater to these two or these two. But as it stands right now, all of these weapons are good. But from combination standpoint, I would say this is kind of pretty nasty, if I'm being honest. I guess you can kind of, with the book, you can kind of pile it on with anything else in terms of it allowing you to do more damage. So yeah, that kind of works, I guess. But anyway, just kind of want to go over the weapons and just kind of give my thoughts on the ones that you want to pick out for, the ones that are good. I mean, they're all good combination-wise. I think that's kind of what I'm going to set it at. But it really comes down to on what your build is looking like also. But make sure you cater to weapons, boys, as it does progress your account a lot further more. Don't get me wrong, having hunters is good, but I've progressed a lot further with having... well, predominantly it was this weapon that just did it for me. But now I've got these two, yeah, I'm kind of pushing through bosses that I'm not supposed to be, I'll be honest.